is Christina Rains, and I am the practice administrator for Back to Basics Dentistry and Dental Sleep and TMD Solutions of Clarksville.
Being the practice administrator of Back to Basics, you are in charge of hiring and making sure that everyone's checked out for what they need to be doing.
I am responsible for the team, each team member, and their human resource part of being employed, in charge of the financial aspect of the practice, making sure that our accounts receivable is up to date, that our overhead is taken care of, and everything about the building is functioning. So I'm just overseeing the whole big picture.
When you do hire someone, what is it that you're really looking for depending on their position? So let's say a dental assistant, what would the criteria be for that?
Well, in the state of Tennessee, a dental assistant, in order to take x-rays, needs to be registered with the state. And then they can have other credentials added on to their license, such as coronal polishing, sealant certification, nitrous oxide monitoring. So I will usually hire somebody that has their dental license, which is called an RDA, Registered Dental Assistant license.
So if you were to hire another dentist, what would they need to be, what qualifications would they need to have?
Well, of course, they would have to have a dental license in the state of Tennessee. We've hired people that were straight out of dental school. It's nice to hire somebody that has some experience behind them, maybe 3 or 4 years of experience. And then, of course, we're looking for somebody who wants to be around the public, and wants to be around people, and provide a good dental service.
From what you've seen, how has 3D printing affected the office?
Well, 3D printing is great because we can make appliances and fabricate things the same day and not have to send out to a third party to manufacture for us. So having somebody in the office with our own equipment has made things so beneficial financially and more convenient for the patient.
That person must be very helpful around the office.
That person is very valuable.
I'm Dr. Jennifer Cornell, and I am a practicing dentist, and I own Back to Basics Dentistry.
All right. So when you took over the Back to Basics practice, what were some of the biggest challenges that you initially faced? Technology-wise or just management-wise, what were some issues?
Okay, so when I took over the practice, I was working as an associate dentist. So I was a clinician, just solely a clinician, and then I became a business owner. So being a business owner, you have to look at the practice as a little bigger picture. So you have to understand all the costs that go into running not only the dental part of the practice, but the business as a whole. And then you have all the added knowledge that you need to learn about managing a team and creating your own vision, your own purpose, your own direction for how you want to take the practice.
Okay. And let's see. So would you say that it was kind of like what you expected, or were there some surprises? Like, was there anything you didn't really expect?
No, I kind of knew what to expect. I would say there was just a big learning curve on being a dentist. I'm more a science person and more creative, and then I had to learn numbers, business stuff.
Gotcha.
So it was a lot of just learning and understanding how everything relates. And also at the same time, technology as a whole was changing with dentistry. There was a big push to go more digital rather than material or analog. So and that's the direction I wanted to go in, because I also saw it as an overhead cost savings if we could go more digital. So that was already kind of happening, and then when I took over, we just took it up another notch. So 3D printing has added a little bit of fun to the office. We already digitally scanned our patients rather than the goopy stuff people were used to before in the mouth. Now we use a digital scanning technology, and with that you can save it in a file on a computer, and so the patient doesn't, unless things change in their mouth, they have restorations or something like that, you can archive it, pull it up again, and then you can 3D print the model. If you need it, whereas in the past we would use stone or plaster and have to pour up an impression, an analog impression, and then, you know, try to save that in a box. Takes up storage, takes up space in the office. You have boxes upon boxes. So now we can just archive that on a computer, and then 3D printing, we can use resin to print it, but you can also use software to manipulate the digital information. Say, if you wanted to digitally plan somebody's smile, then you can save it and then 3D print it, and then you can use that to plan their case. So it's made things fun and a little bit more creative and less, and saved a little time and overhead.
Definitely sped things up.
Yes, and speeds things up. If your 3D printer guy can make it in to print those cases.